This is planting season for farmers, and while many have already placed their seed orders, it is a good idea to reflect on last year's crop before you do any actual planting. I spoke with Chris Sharapata from Seed Sales in Peshtigo about two pests that they can help control.
There's a lot of things to look for when selecting your seed for your operation. It does start in the summer, though. You want to have either an agronomist or you be out there looking for, are there any disease pressures that we should be concerned about, or pest.
Chris says communication is key before we hit planting season. If you had issues in your fields last season, your seed salesperson needs to know.
Two of the pests that we are watching closely are western bean cutworm and rootworm. Western bean cutworm does overwinter, and it can have 1, 2, 3, 4 different worms in an ear, causing a lot of yield loss. Molds in the ear of the corn, which then could cause obviously nutritional issues with the cattle.
One of the easiest ways to tackle this pest is using corn with specific genetic traits. For addressing rootworm, Chris says you need to rotate fields if possible.
With that one, you're going to see you got to be actually digging the plants because the larvae will chew on the roots, and that if the roots are gone, obviously that reduces the amount of nutrients and water that the plant can uptake. So, I mean, you could lose 10, 20, 30, 40 bushel to the acre if this isn't monitored. Sometimes if you get a rain event or you get a heavy storm come through and all that corn just kind of goosenecks back up, it doesn't guarantee that it's rootworm, but I would get out there and check. Get those roots dug and see if there's been any feeding. The same can go if you're driving 60 miles an hour down the road and the corn looks beautiful. Doesn't mean there's not rootworm there just because it's standing straight. You got to, again, get out and dig those roots.
Well, his team is highlighting these issues.
These two pests are by no means new to the area, and we haven't seen thresholds that are just higher than normal. But when we do have the issues in the field, we need to know about it so that we can be addressing these to get you the correct seed.
So if you noticed a drop in yield or mold showing up in your ration, it's time to address it to avoid another season of unwelcome visitors in your field.
Well, you got to look at the big picture. Is it always the seed? I mean, and working with an agronomist is huge to see what are my issues. Is it nutrients? Is it the seed? Is it, there's a lot of possibilities that it could be. And I guess trying to get a big scope trying to get the big picture to see how can we help you.
Chris tells me our unseasonably warm weather should not impact the number of larvae that could be here for the growing season ahead.